Hey folks, class is in session. I'm your host, Ashley Stevens, and this show exclusively on Black Enterprise highlights the latest happenings inside HBCU classrooms, the business side of HBCU sports, public policy issues facing these historic institutions, and the latest happenings in Black higher education. Today, I'm excited as we talk about the sports industry. It's one of the most competitive industries around, but many people, including some college students, may not fully understand all that it takes to enter into the sports industry or the wide variety of career paths that you can take within it. But today's guest is going to tell us all about it and how to literally get in the game. Yussuf Khan is our guest today. He has more than 2 decades of experience in the field of sports and multicultural media. After beginning his career at ESPN, he invested the last 18 years of his career in startup ventures, building a successful track record at companies such as CSTV, now CBS Sports Network, Interactive One, now Urban One, Big Lead Sports, and the Shadow League. His latest startup venture is digital sports media publisher, First and Pen, which informs, inspires, and connects through voices of color in sports. So today, Yussuf is going to tell us all about a really exciting conference for HBCU students and students of color to literally help them get in the game. Welcome, Yussuf. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you very much for having me. I truly appreciate it.
Well, we're glad to have you because clearly you've got a lot of experience and background in this space. And I think today we're going to talk about get in the game. Tell us what it is.
Definitely, definitely. Well, a couple years ago, I got into teaching, and a lot of students, when they found out that I had started at ESPN and worked at a bunch of other sports properties, they think that, oh, you go to all these games and see all these athletes. And I realized that they didn't really understand what the sports business industry really is all about. So myself and my partners over at SBR Net, we came up with this idea to create an event that will not only educate students about the sports business industry, but also the career pathways within it so that they understand what are the skills needed to go into fields such as sales or marketing or finance, as opposed to, oh, I just want to work in sports, right? We want to give them the tools and the opportunity to learn about it so they can, build successful careers in the industry.
Got it. That's a really big deal, right? To expose students to the myriad of careers, right? So there's not a one track focus on either being the athlete or being the coach or the athletic director, that there's so many different roles that you can, get involved in. So this is a conference, right? A 3-day conference in Baltimore, Maryland. Tell us the dates, where it's located, and who's invited.
Sure. So the event, Get in the Game Sports Business Conference, Career Conference, it takes place October 6th through the 8th of this year in Baltimore, Maryland at the Sheraton Inner Harbor, right next to Camden Yards. Really excited about going to Baltimore. And what we did is we designed it for HBCU students and students of color because we realized that the pipeline of qualified candidates of color in the sports business industry is not as strong as it should be. And I'll go back to my career. When I first started ESPN, I was the only man of color in my department for 5 years in the sports planning department, television planning. So, it just shows you that, if you have the opportunity to give back, you definitely should and open up the doors. And we wanted to do that and make sure that the industry always has a strong pipeline of qualified candidates of color, regardless of the field. We just wanted to build that pipeline.
Got it. Building the pipeline is really important, and all the more important that you're doing this with HBCU students. So, is this open to HBCU students from any institution across the nation, or as well as students of color at PWIs?
Correct. So we are working with many of the HBCUs. Obviously, there's 4 in the general or greater Baltimore area. So we're working with all of them, as well as HBCUs from Philly on down to Florida and Texas and even Detroit. Many people don't know Penn Sol is a HBCU in Detroit. Detroit's only HBCU. So we have gotten great exposure and great discussions with many HBCUs across the country. We are not restricting it to any HBCU. So regardless of conference, division, location, it is open to all. And so far, we've gotten a lot of registrations from around the country from multiple HBCUs. And as you mentioned, it's also open to students of color from PWIs. So we have anywhere from New York right on down to Florida who are already registered. So we're excited about the feedback so far and the response, and we only expect that to continue to grow over the next 2 months.
This is incredible. And Yusuf, is this a first year effort for this event?
Yes, this is the inaugural year for the event. We've been planning it for about 14 months now, and it's kind of crazy that it's only 2 months away now. But we're really, really excited about it, and I think this is going to be different than a lot of the traditional sports business conferences or events that have happened, for our community, because we are designing it, one, specifically for students, two, specifically for HBCU students and students of color, but three, and most importantly, we don't want this to be a B2B type of situation, right? We really want this to be based upon educational type of sessions. So they will learn from case studies, they'll hear from people who are employed in certain career paths that they are looking at. So it is really not something where they're just going to hear from people. They're going to learn about what's involved, as you mentioned, in college athletics administration, what's involved in brand building in the sports industry, what's involved in retail. A lot of people don't understand there are so many different career paths, and we want to provide an event that really can expose them to the diverse array of different career paths.
That's really cool that you mentioned that. It's not just a traditional type of conference where they sit and absorb, they actually interact as well. Are there opportunities for students to beef up their resume writing skills as well?
Correct. So we will not only have sessions, but we will have breakout workshops. So we will have talent acquisition managers, HR specialists who are teaching students about how do you build an effective resume? How do you interview properly? One of the things we've lost is how do you dress properly for an interview?
Yes.
These are skills that students will need regardless of the level, whether it's entry level, senior management level, they will need in their career. So we will have breakout sessions to educate them about that. And then the other great thing we did is that all registrants are required to submit a resume. And the reason is because then they can, the HR specialists, they can actually arrange interviews with the students on site at the actual event. So we are not only bringing the students to the businesses, we are bringing the businesses to the students in a career fair that will allow them to hopefully come out with either an internship or maybe even a full-time opportunity. So we're really excited about that offering.
I like that. So not only are students building skills, but they have the opportunity to literally be recruited on site. I mean, that's a really big deal. And of course,
Correct.
we love to hear it here at
Correct.
Black Enterprise. So tell us about some of the businesses, the partners, sponsors that you're working with to bring the Get in the Game conference to life.
Sure. So our presenting sponsor is Dick's Sporting Goods. So they are our biggest one, and we're really excited to have them on board. Then we have other sponsors, including Under Armour, ASICS, MLB Players Association, Ad Council, and multiple others. And we're actually still in discussions with probably about 5 or 6 different partners as well. And I think the important thing to really stress again, a lot of students hear the name of the company, right? So if it's ESPN or the NBA or the NFL, and they want to work there. But what they don't understand is what are the career paths there? What are the skills that I need to get a job there? And you know what? Maybe I don't end up in that field. Maybe I think because I'm a football fan, I want to work for the NFL. But you know what? Maybe I'm better suited to take a job at the NHL. Maybe I don't want to be in sales. Maybe I want to be in finance in the running industry. So again, a lot of students don't understand the career paths, and I know I keep hashing on it, but I think it's very important for them to understand that it's not the ultimate goal is not just to be at a certain company, right? It's to develop the skill sets that help you succeed in the sports business industry. So this way you have options. So you can be recruited by an ESPN or an NFL or an NHL or ASICS or a Dix. So that's important for them to understand.
Got it. Very important. I guess related to this, we talk about career paths. Are there select majors that students should be in to apply for this conference or to register for the conference? Is it open to any student, any major?
So it's open to any student, any major, all levels. So freshmen on up to, juniors and seniors. And I think the important thing is to understand that, once you understand what's needed to get into certain parts of the industry, you can build your resume through different experience. So you can be a political science major like I was, and now I'm in the sports business industry. You can be a English major and become a journalist, or become, a brand manager, right? So undergrad isn't as important, meaning that you don't have to be a sports management major to get in the industry. Now, the second part of the conference is we will actually have graduate programs on site recruiting students, because students need to understand the career. It doesn't necessarily have to be your next step. Your next step could be the next level of your education.
Hmm.
So we will have different schools and universities coming on board. Ohio University for their MBA in sports management. We're in discussions with Syracuse, James Madison, and a few other programs that have sports management as MS or MBA programs.
This is good stuff, right? There's all types of avenues that you're offering for students to explore at this 3-day Get in the Game conference in Baltimore, October 6th through the 8th. How much does it cost for students, and where can they apply?
Sure. So the initial cost is $179 to register. They can go right to the website, which is getinthegameconference.net. But what we are doing is we want to eliminate as many barriers to entry, particularly financial barriers. So we are offering scholarship help to students. So if they need help, whether it be with registration or if travel fees, right, they can apply right on the website, getinthegameconference.net, and just ask for scholarship help. And we are willing to help all students as much as possible. And our sponsors have been very, very excited and willing to work with us on building a scholarship fund, again, to eliminate the financial barrier to entry, whether it be registration or travel. So we're very, very honored and humbled that a lot of the sponsors have contributed to this. So students, make sure when you register, to definitely check if you need scholarship help. Just let us know and we will gladly work with you.
This is phenomenal. So, not only are you providing this incredible wealth of information for career paths in the sports industry, but also scholarships to help students just be able to attend and soak up all this knowledge. That's a really big deal. And shout out to the sponsors who are helping you. Is there still an opportunity for interested sponsors to also come on board?
There's always an opportunity to come on board. We don't want to end the opportunity at any time. So, as I mentioned, we are still working with sponsors. But if anyone is interested, in this type of initiative and this type of unique event, please let us know. Reach out to us. All the information is on the website, getinthegameconference.net. We would love to work with you. And again, this is the first year. We
Mhm.
are building from a blank slate, and we look to do this as an annual event, and hopefully, diversify it and grow it into multiple events during the year. The importance is crucial that we develop this pipeline, not just at one point, but in multiple points of the year. So this way, anytime that students need, to look for internships, full-time opportunities, volunteer opportunities, we want to be a resource for them.
Got it. Totally understood. And listen, one more thing that I hear is happening at your conference that's a really big deal. Tell us about the State of HBCU Athletics press conference.
Yes. So this was something that I was very, very excited to not only work on but to announce. It took us about 6 months to get everyone scheduled together, but we had noticed that a lot of discussions were happening around HBCU athletics, right? The underfunding, how do they compete, how do they earn money, pay to play, etc. So I reached out to my friends who were conference commissioners at the CIAA, Jackie McWilliams, and she helped me meet the other conference commissioners. So we're excited to announce that we are going to be hosting State of HBCU Athletics on Saturday, October 7th. It will be our featured presentation at lunch, featured session, I should say. And we are featuring the conference commissioners from the CIAA, the SIAC, the MEAC, and the Gulf Coast Athletic Conference. So this is the first time that they have all been together. We were hoping to get the full slate, including the SWAC. Unfortunately, Charles McClellan could not attend, but to have four of the five HBCU commissioners is a really, really exciting opportunity. And again, that goes down Saturday, October 7th. That is our featured lunchtime presentation. And really excited. I will be moderating, and really, really excited to get to talk to them about, where HBCU athletics have come, where they are now, and where they're going.
This is fantastic. The State of HBCU Athletics press conference, Saturday, October 7th, which is a part of your larger Get in the Game conference for HBCU students, students of color, October 6th through the 8th in Baltimore. And again, they can go to
Yes.
getinthegameconference.net to find more information, to register. And students, don't miss the opportunity. He said there are also scholarships available to help you pay to register for this really important conference about exposing you to all the opportunities within the sports industry. Yussuf, this is incredible information, and I'm sure the students who attend will also get a lot out of it. So, with that, we certainly thank you. Anything else you want our viewers and our listeners to know about Get in the Game and this opportunity?
I would just say one, please register. Two, if you're interested in covering the event, definitely check out the site. All the information is there. And three, I would just say to everybody, when you have the opportunity to give back and open doors for those who are coming behind you, take advantage of it. I was really excited to be a part of this and help build it. My career has allowed me to, really develop a diverse level of experience in different fields. And I think it's really important for us to teach these students now, so they understand this is a process. It's not a 1 year thing. It's not a 6 month. This is a process of getting into a position which is highly competitive. Sports field is very competitive. So, I would love for you to start your journey at getinthegameconference.net. So check it out. Let us know if you have any questions. And hopefully we see you in Baltimore, October 6th through the 8th.
Awesome. Yussuf Khan, thank you so much. We are certainly looking forward to it. Folks, be sure to keep it locked here on Black Enterprise. Share this episode. Share this with folks that you know, students that may be interested in this incredible opportunity so they don't miss out on this valuable information. Thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Class is in Session. Be sure to keep it locked on all of Black Enterprise's social media channels and for the latest and greatest digital media coverage at blackenterprise.com. I'm your host, Ashley Stevens, and class is dismissed.